One local legislator who voted in favor of the Religious Freedom Restoration Act says Pence's network appearance did little to clarify the bill. Tippecanoe County Republican State Senator Ron Alteen says a lot of his constituents believe the bill allows for discrimination against gays and lesbians. He says the bill needs to be clarified to make sure everyone knows the law does not allow for discrimination, or he won't support its future.
It's disappointing.
It only takes one word for Republican State Senator Ron Alteen to sum up his feelings about Governor Mike Pence's appearance on ABC's This Week. Last week, Alteen voted in favor of the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. He says by consulting members of his party and getting legal advice, he voted for the bill, believing it did not allow for discrimination because of sexual orientation. But hearing Pence's interview Sunday morning, Alteen says there is need for more clarification.
He was asked several questions on would you put sexual orientation into the bill itself, meaning you can't discriminate based upon that. The answer was no, which is the first I've heard from both inside my party and legal advice. The bill has always been indicated of saying that you cannot have any discrimination upon sexual orientation.
Alteen says before the bill was passed, he received fewer than a dozen emails about it. However, since its passage, he's been swarmed with questions from his constituents about the bill.
That they believe that there's a gray area in this bill that one can be discriminated against in sexual orientation. I would have never voted for that bill if I had thought that for 1 second. However, it's the perception that it is, and it's my job to do what I can to change that.
On Monday, the General Assembly will meet with Governor Pence to work on clarifying the law. Alteen says it needs to happen before he continues his support of it.
And I will not support any amendment or any part of the future of this bill that could be perceived to be prejudice.
Tippecanoe County, West Lafayette, and Lafayette all have human relations ordinances protecting people from discrimination based on several factors, including sexual orientation. Alteen had the swing vote as a member of the Lafayette City Council to pass the ordinance. He says the religious freedom law does not trump local ordinances. Lafayette was the second city in the state to include sexual orientation into a human relations ordinance.
I'm very proud of that, and I've continued to carry that on in my political career in the Senate. That's why this bill has been very, very emotional to me, and one that I take very, very serious, because I'd never, ever vote for a bill that would have discrimination.
State Senator Brant Hirschman and State Representative Randy Truitt, both representing portions of Tippecanoe County, voted in favor of the bill as well. News 18 reached out to them for a comment. Truitt was unavailable for an interview. Hirschman never answered our request.